All right, I think everything should be good to go here. Yeah, so the NHL draft should be starting any moment now. I have the coverage now just starting. Um, I know there's been some speculation about Juraj Slavkovsky going first overall. And oh, whoa, whoa, whoa! I need to mute my stream in the background. But yeah, a lot of people have been speculating that Juraj Slavkovsky could be going first overall. Personally, I like Slavkovsky. I don't think he's going number one. I still think it'll be Shane Wright. I mean, we saw what he's been doing for a while now. And I think Slavkovsky is a very solid prospect. And I think, I mean, it's tough because this year you obviously have Shane Wright as who I think will be the number one pick, although it's gotten close between him and Slavkovsky. But then you also got Connor Bedard next year. But I think Slavkovsky will be a very solid pick. And I do think the New Jersey Devils will be able to grab him at number two. So we'll have to see. But I do think that the Devils will be able to grab him at two. Um, yeah, I think how I would see the top three going out, I think Shane Wright goes number one overall to the Montreal Canadiens. I think that Slavkovsky goes to the New Jersey Devils. And then I think Logan Cooley goes number three to the Arizona Coyotes. Then after that, I mean, it's kind of wide open. I mean, the draft can be unpredictable. I mean, we saw Mason McTavish go third overall last year, I believe, right? Mason McTavish. I think he went third overall to uh, the Ducks last year. 2021 NHL draft. Because yeah, it was Owen Power. Then it was sorry, one second, pulling this up. It was Owen Power, then Matt Berniers, and then Mason McTavish. So, I mean, it could play out in an unpredictable way, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see. But yeah, I've seen a lot of mock drafts have the fourth player be different than different. I mean, here in this one that I'm looking at, Simon Nemec is going to the Kraken. I mean, the Kraken, when you look at elite prospects for the Kraken, they're obviously not going to have a whole lot of prospects due to the fact that they're such a new team. Um, okay, close that. In the system, yeah, so they got Matty Berniers as their fifth best prospect, which I don't really know about that one. Kale Fleury, they have Hayden Fleury's brother there, but the Kraken just need to build up that prospect pool. So we'll see who they take. Could be Matthew Savoy, Connor Geeky even. We'll have to see. Of course, my abs are not picking until the sixth round tomorrow, so um, you know, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Especially if we weren't going to re-sign Kemper, we needed to get another goalie alongside Francouz, and I like Georgiev, but yeah, we'll have to see. We will have to see. Sorry if you can hear the wind. I have my windows open. It's very hot, and my AC is not working right now, so bit tough. Bit tough scenes out here. So the draft has not started yet. Yeah, I guess we should probably talk about the Alex Dubrinka trade. I was gonna ask where we think he was gonna go, but he kind of he was traded before the draft. I thought he was gonna be traded during the draft potentially. But yeah, I mean, he goes to the Ottawa Senators in exchange for the seventh overall pick. The well, they don't have it on here, but the 39th overall pick, which is in the second round, which is right here, and a 2020, what was it, a 2023, I think, was it a third rounder? I think it was. I can't remember, but I mean, easily a win for the easily a trade win for the Ottawa Senators, in my opinion. All right, here's Gary Bettman to open the draft. It's a 2024 third round pick, is what I forgot. The Wild have signed Marc-Andre Fleury to a 2-year extension, by the way. Right now, they're giving a moment of silence to Brad Marchment. Alrighty, here we go. Alrighty. They were given Guy Lafleur his moment of silence. Obviously, the draft is in Montreal. And now they're doing a bunch of, they're having a bunch of guest speakers. They have Guy Lafleur's son on the stage right now. But yeah, we have a couple trades to talk about. I guess we can pull those up while we wait. Let's go to Twitter. Let's go to NHL's Twitter. And then I think it should be capturing that now. Yes, okay. Yeah, Marc-Andre Fleury resigned to a 2-year deal. Let's get to the trades, though. Let's get to the trades. So, yeah, Alex Dubrinka was traded to the Ottawa Senators for the 7th overall pick, the 39th overall pick, and a third-round pick in 2024. To me, that's an easy trade win for the Senators because, I mean, you're hoping that the 7th overall pick turns into a 40-goal scorer like Alex Dubrinka, who's young. And when the Hawks are going through a rebuild, I figured they would want to keep Dubrinka around. I mean, they're shopping Kirby Dach. I don't know why they're shopping two of their young guys. I mean, Dach had a down season last year, but yeah, they had Dubrinka shipped off. And then you shipping off Dach. I mean, if you're going into the rebuild, I don't understand this. I mean, I would have shipped off Jonathan Taves, Patrick Kane. It's tough when you bring in Seth Jones for a first-round pick, and then you lose your own first-round pick, so this is the only one you get. Mike Bossy's daughter's on the screen now, but yeah, to me, I think that's an easy easy trade win for the Ottawa Senators. Next is we're gonna have to go back a little bit more, but it's from my Avs. We traded our third round, our fifth round pick, so we only have a sixth and a seventh round pick left, and then a third next year for goaltender Alexander Georgiev. Now, it's nice because he's a restricted free agent and you can sign him to a long-term contract instead of having to go through this goaltending carousel again with having Grubauer. Then Grubauer doesn't re-sign. Then you trade for Kemper. Kemper wants a contract like Grubauer's, which, we can't offer him without losing a big or a lot of our other free agents. So Georgiev comes in. He's going to be a tandem with Francouz, and then maybe we'll see Justus Annunen step up at some point to be the primary goaltender, or at least step in to the NHL and be consistent in the NHL. So we'll have to definitely see what happens with that. But I don't hate the trade. Maybe a little bit of an overpayment, but when you need a goaltender, you need a goaltender. So, and then you also think about how we won the Stanley Cup. I mean, goaltending was not our strong suit, so maybe we don't need the best goaltender, although I would have liked to keep Kemper. Top 10 prediction. Well, right now, my top three, obviously, I think it's the same as a lot of people. One, of course, I think it's Shane Wright. I know Slavkovsky has had a lot of rumors, and I like Slavkovsky. That's why I think he's going 2. Then 3, I have Logan Cooley going there. And then after that, I really haven't thought of it too much. I'd probably say I'd have Connor Geekie going to the Canadiens. Then Matthew Savoy, I have going to the Flyers down here. And that's kind of really all I've thought about. I haven't thought too much about outside the top 5. But yeah, let me know what your top 10 are. Let me know what your top 10 are, because I don't know. I have Shane Wright, then I have Slavkovsky, Logan Cooley, Connor Geekie, Matthew Savoy, and then maybe Cutter Gauthier to the Hawks, maybe. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. I'll probably be on a little bit of a delay when the picks announced, so you guys might see it before me. But I'm still going to keep the draft trackers so that we can see what order, obviously, the players go in. So far, I agree with you with Wright, Slavkovsky, and Cooley. I feel like those are the obvious top 3. So, I mean, that's kind of easy to predict. Martin St. Louis on the stage right now. All right. I could also see Savoy going at 4. I like Connor Geekie, and I think that he would be a solid addition to the prospects of the Seattle Kraken, who need to build up that prospect pool. But Savoy, I could easily see going for as well. And then Geekie and Nimick, either or, yeah. I think it would probably be Geekie. I really personally like Connor Geekie. I think he is a top 5. So, but we'll have to see what or not NFL, NHL teams think. They have way better scouting than I can do, so we'll definitely have to see that. But yeah, I do like the top 5. Savoy, yeah. Yeah, no, you could. You good. Typos happen, man. No worries. You're good. Gary Bettman's going on this long speech. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah, there's a lot of solid prospects, and I feel like outside of the top 3, of course, with Wright, Slavkovsky, and Cooley, I feel like it could be a crazy. Well, I mean, not crazy, but just an unpredictable draft and which order players go. So we'll have to see. Um, but of course, we never know how these are going to pan out. Yeah, the speech. I mean, I really don't mind the speeches, but I don't like how long they take. If they could condense the speeches and make them just shorter, just go up there, say a quick piece, and get down, I wouldn't mind it because it adds something, while you're waiting for the draft to start. But then with how long they take, it's like, I mean, it's kind of annoying. Let's just get to the draft. Let's see what happens. Yeah, we'll have to see. I mean, I remember watching the 2017 NHL draft, and then, you know, man, how that was just thrown in a freaking loop. Um, I mean, you have Nico Heischer, who I think is a solid player. I mean, obviously, I believe he's the captain of um, the the New Jersey Devils. Nolan Patrick, who unfortunately just had so many concussion injuries. Then you had Miro Heiskanen, who's a solid defender. And then you have my boy Kale McCarr right here. So, I mean, we'll see how it pans out. But, I love the draft. All sport drafts are fun. Mostly an NFL and NHL guy. I'm not a huge basketball fan. So, those are the 2 drafts I mostly cover. I'm trying to get more into baseball, so I'll probably try and stream that as well. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited, especially when my team doesn't have any picks. I don't have to stress about our team messing up a pick when you don't have it. Um, Arizona's got ours all the way down here. I mean, Arizona's got a lot. They got ours. They got Montreal's. They've got their own. So I mean, they're set up for the future. Personally, I don't know. It's tough. I really like Slavkovsky, and I know the New Jersey Devils are willing to move too. If you can get the right price, if I was Arizona, I'd try and move up one spot for Slavkovsky, but Cooley I would definitely be okay with if you couldn't. I think Slavkovsky is going to be a great player if he doesn't go one to Montreal, which I don't think he will. I think those are all been have all been smoke screens. So we'll have to see. It just showed all the past first round picks for the past couple years. They showed Owen Power, Alexis Lafreniere, Jack Hughes. Showed a whole bunch. The pick is officially in. All right, here's the announcement. Hey, thank you. Thank you for congratulating our cup win. The doing Slavkovsky. Urash Slavkovsky's the #1 overall pick. Wow. I mean, I love Slavkovsky, but everyone's been hyping up Shane Wright for, I mean, however long, and I guess he just overtook him. I mean, I love Slavkovsky. I think that's a great pick for them. They have not updated the tracker, but they probably will here in a second. But wow, that surprises me. I thought Wright would definitely go #1 overall, but man, Slavkovsky is wow, 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 wow. Yeah, so shoot, the Devils are honestly loading up on some good prospects. I mean, you look over the past few drafts. 2017, they got Nico Hischier, who I think is solid. You got Jack Hughes. You got his brother Quinn Hughes. You're gonna get Shane Wright. I mean, that that is a surprise. That is a surprise. I am I'm shocked. Wow. The thing that the reason why I didn't have, well, I guess not the only reason, but it's crazy to me because Shane Wright is a center and Slavkovsky is a winger, and centers are typically more valuable in the NHL draft. So I'm a little bit surprised, but I mean, hey, there's a lot of great wingers. I think it's so valuable to grab a center. Is it the right choice? That's where it gets a little bit tricky for me. Let's pull up the Canadians lines. Um, I mean, if we look at their center, they got Suzuki, who I like as their #1 center. So, I mean, you could have. It's tough. I mean, you got Jake Evans, Christian Dvorak, and Rylan Poling. Um, I guess I don't hate the pick, but I definitely would have gone the center. I definitely would have gone center there. If I were the Canadians. I mean, we've talked about Shane Wright for a long time now as being this potential #1 overall pick. I mean, I think obviously it's a tough comparison, but a while back I've seen a lot of people compare him to kind of Connor McDavid coming out of the draft, which it's gonna be hard to compare him to McDavid, but I mean that's a doozy to me. That's a doozy, and that's a surprise. I would have gone with Shane Wright. As much as I love Slavkovsky, I would have gone with Shane Wright at number 1 if I was in the chair for GM for the Canadiens. Um, but I mean, if you're a Devils fan, you got to be happy about Shane Wright falling to you at number 2. I mean, that's that's got to be the slam dunk number 1 easy pick there. Yeah, if I was Kent Hughes, I would have chosen Shane Wright. Um, I think he's just shown a lot more over the past few years. Um, he's obviously plays the valuable position of center. Um, yeah, it's tough. I think the reason why a lot of people, I don't know, it's tough. It is tough. I don't know. I mean, only time will tell. Only time will tell. I mean, we can come back to this in a few years when Slavkovsky is I mean, in a few years we'll see how their careers compared. We'll see if they made the right choice. Do you think he's going to play for the Canadiens? I don't know. I don't know if he'll play for them or if they're going to send him to develop before they sign him to an entry-level contract. The Devils are still on the clock. They could be working out a trade potentially. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. I'm surprised it's taken this long for the Devils to put their pick in. Yeah, they're interviewing Slavkovsky right now, who is a winger. I mean, there are some solid wingers in the league, but I mean, yeah, that's the tough one. Is they'll probably put him to play with the team, yeah, but it's tough. I would, I mean, you would hope he can develop. I mean, the Canadiens. I mean, we'll see what they do in free agency. To me, it's all about what the Canadiens do in free agency and how their roster is filling out if they need to play Slavkovsky right away. But it's tough. It's tough. The only one I would feel confident in playing would be Shane Wright in his first year, but it's always iffy on how players will perform in their first year. So I wouldn't mind an extra year of development, but we'll have to see what Kent Hughes and the Montreal Canadiens do with Slavkovsky. But yeah, there's 30 seconds left for the Devils to put in their pick, and they have not made a pick. Could they be? I doubt they would trade it with Shane Wright there, but we'll see. The pick is in for the New Jersey Devils. I mean, Shane Wright easily got to be the pick here. And the Devils are making their way to the stage. How about the San Jose Sharks? On who they're going to pick? I mean, you have pick 11. So we'll have to see who falls to them at 11. I mean, if I were to guess right now, looking at the prospects, let me see here. Who would I have them selecting? Maybe. It's tough. It's tough. I don't know who I'd have them selecting because it's just going to be so complicated on who's going to be there. I I mean, I fully expect the Sharks to play someone or pick someone who they plan to develop for a few seasons, just because I would hope with your new general manager, you're gonna go into a full rebuild. Yeah, I mean it's gonna be tough to move some of the contracts that you have, especially Brent Burns and Eric Carlson. But I mean, you got some solid pieces. You got Tomas Hertl, Timo Meyer. I really like William Eklund, who you drafted last year. But yeah, I we'll have to see who's available for the Sharks. All right, here comes the Devils selection. I'd expect it to be Shane Wright. I mean, I would be absolutely stunned if it is not Shane Wright. Simon Nimich goes number 2 overall. Shane Wright is falling, dude. I I mean, if you're the Coyotes, you got to be celebrating right now, no? I mean, you're going into a rebuild, the Coyotes are. You got Clayton Keller. You might be moving Jacob Chitrin, and you can get Shane Wright. Let's go ahead. Let's look at Arizona's lines, right? Here, let me do this. I mean, you have Nick Schmaltz, Clayton Keller, who I really like. Eventually, you could have Shane Wright, Clayton Keller, Nick Schmaltz all on one line. I think Jacob Chitrin. Where is he? Where the heck is Chitrin? I think Chitrin could be moved. But yeah, I mean, I am absolutely befuddled that Shane Wright is still on the board. Wow. Wow. I mean, everyone figured he would fall, but I'm absolutely stunned. Yeah. Yeah, this has got to be a troll. You know, the real draft's actually tomorrow. This is just a fake draft. Oh my gosh. I'm going to go I need to tweet this out. Absolutely crazy. Slovakian, yeah, no kidding. I mean, the Coyotes got to select him. The Coyotes have got to select him. If he falls to the Kraken, I mean, that'd be a perfect prospect to add. But I mean, I didn't see him falling past 2. I saw a little bit of Slavkovsky because it's been rumored, but I did not expect him to fall past 2. So I don't expect him to fall past 3 to Arizona or the Kraken. I think both of these teams could use a player like Shane Wright in their system, someone who could theoretically play this year, someone who you could have develop. Um, but we'll see. I mean, he must not have been super impressive in the interviews. They must have seen something they don't like. I heard somewhere that Shane Wright takes some plays off, sometimes doesn't hustle to get the puck, which, the scouts have more insight on that than I do. So we'll have to see. But man, I'm shocked. I'm shocked. I think this is a win for the Coyotes if they get Shane Wright. Yeah, I agree. I agree. They have to select Shane Wright here. They have to select Shane Wright here. Poor Shane Wright's got to go play at Arizona State University Stadium. Oh man, that's so sad. That's so sad that they can't even get their own building. I mean, I'm shocked. I'm absolutely shocked. I mean, the Coyotes here, they got 3 picks. Take the center. Take the center. We got a winger. We got a defenseman, which honestly, I mean, I don't hate Nemec here. Defensemen are just so valuable, especially offensive defensemen. I mean, you look at the past few drafts. You know 2017, Makar, Heiskanen. Then you look at 2019, and you had Yzerman for the Red Wings select the Calder winner, Moritz Seider, and everyone thought that was a reach, but they can be very important. And I mean, I don't hate it. I still would have taken Shane Wright, but you know, what do I know? I'm not an NHL GM, so. Coyotes have 30 seconds to put their pick in. Shane Shane Wright's so pissed right now. You already know he's so pissed. All right. The Coyotes pick is in. They are heading to the stage to make their selection. Man, crazy. We need to hear from the Kingston Knights, Shane Wright. All right. The Coyotes are about to make their selection. If it's not right, it's going to be Logan Cooley, in my opinion. It's got to be Shane Wright, though. It's got to be. He's been the projected #1 pick for a few years now. Could you imagine if the Coyotes get Shane Wright right here, they draft him, they win the draft lottery next year and get Connor Bedard? Dude, that'd be insane. Hey, thank you. Thank you for the congratulations. Cup champions. They're thanking Arizona State University for letting them use their stadium. All right, finally, they're making their pick. Logan Cooley goes #3. How is Shane Wright falling? How is Shane Wright falling? Dude. I mean, Cooley, I figured Cooley was going to be their pick, but I figured Shane Wright would be gone when they pick. Dude, Seattle, get Shane Wright. Oh my gosh, Shane Wright's pissed. I'm, I don't even know what to say. I'm, I'm absolutely speechless, speechless by that selection. Oh my goodness. Cooley over Wright. Dude, if Seattle does not take him, you might as well just. Oh my gosh. I mean, the upside with Wright is crazy. I'm I'm surprised, man. You know, Shane Wright was hoping, oh yeah, I'm gonna get selected by the Canadiens. I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna shake the general manager's hand. I'm gonna do a couple interviews, and then we're gonna go off to celebrate me being picked first overall. And he's still here. He's still here. At least he avoids playing in a college stadium when they don't even get their own logo on the center of the stage. So we'll see. What will the Kraken and Ron Francis do at pick number 4? I mean, they're professional scouts. They know what they're doing. But you know, we're all gonna question it when this is the only guy we've been hearing about for the past few minutes or for the past few years. 2 trades to announce. 2 trades to announce. I think it's gonna be the truth. Oh, 2 trades involving the Canadiens. Are they trading up for Shane Wright? Pick number 98 and Alexander Romanov to the Islanders for pick number 13. So Arizona or Montreal now owns pick number 13 for Alexander Romanov and pick I can't remember the other pick and then another pick. Montreal's trading pick number 13 and 66 to the Blackhawks. And Kirby Dach is heading to Montreal. Wow. What is Chicago doing? And the Seattle Kraken's on the clock, but wow. Kirby Dach heading to the Canadiens. Wow. So Romanov and I can't so here's the trades. The Montreal Canadiens trade Alexander Romanov and pick number 93 to the Islanders for the 13th overall pick. And then the Canadiens trade pick number 13 and number 66 to Chicago in exchange for Kirby Dach. And sorry, it's actually pick number 98, not 93. I I don't know what the Blackhawks are doing. Dude, this has been a wild, wild draft. I'm stunned. I'm absolutely stunned. Shane Wright has fallen to the fourth pick, could still be falling. The Blackhawks are trading their two young players, Kirby Dach, and they drafted his brother last year, and Alex Dubrinka. I mean, the Blackhawks are in a full-on rebuild. I could only imagine your Patrick Kane and Jonathan Toews watching this. Patrick Kane, Patrick Kane and Jonathan Toews have got to one out. That is a huge W for Montreal. You get Slavkovsky. You get Kirby Dach. I mean, that's a slam dunk pick. I mean, Dach did have a down season last year. He did, but he's still a young player who can improve and develop. I mean, I'm absolutely befuddled. I'm absolutely befuddled. I'm stunned. The pick is in for the Kraken. Wow. I'm shocked by that Montreal trade still. Here's the Kraken, though, about to make their selection. Yeah. Let's see if the Kraken go with Shane Wright. Shane Wright. Shane Wright is headed to Seattle, boosting that new prospect pool for the Kraken in their second season. I love the Kraken jersey. I might have to get a Shane Wright one. I mean, that's a slam dunk pink for Seattle. Well, hopefully it updates soon, but yeah. Wright is finally off the board. All right, well, who do we think the next pick is going to be? I'm going with Connor Geeky. I'm going Connor Geeky is going to be the next pick to the Philadelphia Flyers. That's my pick. Connor Geeky. We'll see if Shane Wright plays this year. Yeah, projected number 1 overall pick falls to pick number 4. Crazy. Wow. Um, I mean this is crazy. This is freaking crazy. Let's pull up here. Let me pull up the line combos for Seattle. We'll see if he joins the Kraken this year, but Yeah, they got Jared McCann, Yanni Gord, Kuhlman. They're having Matty Beniers on the second line. We'll see if they keep Matty Beniers on the second line. Maybe they bump him to a winger. Maybe they drop him to the third line center. Maybe they put Shane Wright there. Maybe they put Shane Wright third line center. Maybe they kick Morgan Geeky out, put Shane Wright there. But, I mean, that's a solid pick. You know, someone who's projected to go number one overall. I think that's fair to say that's an A-plus pick at number 4 if we were to be grading those. If we were to be grading those, I would definitely say A-plus for sure. For sure. Wow. Wow. Shane Wright. I mean, the Blackhawks are got to take or got to be tanking for Connor Bedard. Like, there's no way. There's no way. Shoot, I mean, what did the Hawks want for Patty Kane? I wouldn't mind trading for Patty Kane. Yeah, yeah, my prediction was bad too. Slavkovsky I got wrong. Nimick I got wrong. Cooley, the only one I got right so far, and then definitely didn't have Shane Wright falling to 4. Definitely did not happen. Shane is being interviewed right now. I mean, he's handling pretty well in this interview. Yeah, he seems. I mean, he's saying the right things. Of course, it's a public interview, but you know, he's gonna be going on. He's gonna be going on a revenge tour. And he's going to be going on a revenge tour. That's for sure. All right, the pick is in for the Flyers, and they're making their way to the stage. To me, go Connor Geeky. I think it's got to be Geeky. First Canadian drafted is for. When did that happen? That's a great question. That's a great question. We'll have to take a look at that after the Flyers pick. Connor Goutier heading to the Flyers. Or Cutter Goutier, sorry. I had Connor Geeky in my head. It's Cutter Goutier. maybe a little bit of a surprise, but I don't think it's a horrible pick. I would have gone with Geeky, but Cutter Gauthier. All right, let's take a look at NHL Draft History. Let's take a look at the NHL Drafts History. Right now this is only first overall. Yeah, I mean, who predicted this? Who predicted this? Um, I mean, it's not last year because Owen Power's a Canadian. Alexis Lafreniere is Canadian. 2019. Let's look at the 2019 NHL draft. Because it went. I mean, Doc went 3. It was Hughes, then Kako, then Doc. So Doc went 3. He was the first one selected. Then 2018. I guess we could look at 2018. 2018 was a lot. Or no. Yeah, 2018, the first Canadian wasn't selected until the 5th pick. It went Dahlin, who is from Sweden. Then it went Svechnikov, who is Russian, I believe. I think he's Russian. Then it was Jesperi Kotkaniemi from Finland. Then it was Brady Tkachuk from the USA. And then it was Barrett Hayton from the Coyotes. Yeah, so last pick was last Canadian picked. Was 5 in 2018. That's the lowest the first Canadian has gone in recent memory. Shane Wright just went before that. But yeah, I mean, if I was Chicago, obviously you're clearly doing a rebuild. I would have shipped off Patty Kane. I would have shipped off Jonathan Taves. Shoot, I would have seen if someone wanted Seth Jones. But I would have definitely kept Alex Dubrinka because Dubrinka, a 2-time 40-goal scorer, does not come around often. That is someone who you want with one of your top picks is a 40-goal scorer. And you have Kirby Dach, who you drafted 3rd overall in 2019. I mean, those 2 guys I would definitely want to build my franchise around. But I mean, shoot, I gotta look at the line combinations for the Blackhawks while we wait. The Columbus Blue Jackets are on the clock. Oh my gosh, Dylan Strome, could he be moved? Patty Kane, Jonathan Taves, Kirby Dach's gone. They could be wanting to be moved. They have Dominic Kubalik, who I like, but I think he's on the older side, right? How old is Kubalik? Yeah, I don't see how old Kubalik is. Shoot, you could try to trade Seth Jones. Got his brother Caleb Jones, who I don't think you move, but maybe you do. I mean, that's going to be tough. They're definitely tanking for Connor Bedard next year. I mean, it's clear as day. Connor Bedard. Oh, I mean, of course, you got to win the lottery. So if that backfires in your face, that's going to be tough. But yeah, Durney. I think that's how you say your name. Who's your favorite team? It's my Avs. We're not picking until the 6th round. Let's see what pick we actually have. Our first pick, obviously we won the Cup, so it's going to be the last pick of the 6th round, 193. And then pick number 225 if we don't trade them. But, I don't really expect us to trade them. But Columbus has about 30 seconds left to make their selection. To me, it's got to be Connor Geeky. I'm gonna say. I mean, I'm gonna repeat it probably every pick, but to me, Connor Geeky is the best available still on the board. They're showing the trade where the Blackhawks got this first round pick, 6th overall, in exchange for defenseman Adam Boquist, a first round pick last year, which was Cole Sillinger, who had a great year, and then a first round pick this year for Seth Jones for the Blackhawks. And man, Blackhawks fans, you are in for a long, long ride because this team, there could be a lot of trade requests. Jonathan Taves, Patrick Kane, Dylan Strome, we'll have to see. I think, which is Strome actually a free agent? Dylan Strome might actually be a free agent. But here is the Columbus Blue Jackets selection coming up. Florida. Where are you? Do you have your first round pick? Or did you trade it away? You traded it to Buffalo for Sam Reinhart, I believe, right? I think you traded for Sam Reinhart. Honestly, a solid pickup in my opinion. Who did they just? David Jiricek. David Jiricek, who, I mean, it's a solid pickup, but I mean, Connor Geeky is still there. I don't. I mean, Chicago. Chicago's now on the clock, who just tore down their team, who absolutely just demolished their squad. But Jiricek is, I don't hate the pick. I don't hate it. From the Czech Republic. You know, as much as I love the draft, it sucks when your team doesn't pick. Like, draft is my favorite part of every sport, but you know, I'm gonna be looking forward to free agency. I'll probably go live for free agency, just just due to the fact that the Avs will most likely do something. We'll see though. We'll see. Unfortunately, I don't think we can sign anyone too massive to a contract. I don't think Philip. I would love Philip Forsberg, but I don't think he's coming to the squad. If we look at NHL free agents, who do I want for the Avs? I'd like us to re-sign a few guys, but I don't know. It's tough. It's tough. Philip Forsberg would be nice, but I think he's gonna be too expensive. If I was to guess, I would like Vincent Trocheck. I love Vincent Trocheck. If we don't keep Kadri, which might be very likely with how much he's asking for, but Chicago's on the clock. Could they go Connor Geeky? Potentially. I mean, this season, in the WHL, he played in 63 games, scored 24 points, 46 assists for 70 points. To me, that's a solid acquisition. I mean, this draft has been absolutely wild. I mean, they got 13 now. They finally updated it. Piccalongri originally belonged to the Islanders, was acquired by the Blackhawks and a part of a trade that sent Kirby Dach to the Canadiens, which we heard. Absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. Ay, 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 Chicago, what are you doing? I'm gonna see if has Patrick Kane name came up in any trade rumors. Yeah, everyone's saying their team should call about Patrick Kane. So, uh, Carolina, you should pick up the phone. Stars should call about Patrick Kane. Rangers make it get Patrick Kane. They're gonna trade Patrick Kane for. Yeah. Everyone's wanting Patrick Kane. Yeah, I don't hate the pick. I still would have gone Connor Geeky. That was a surprise for me too. Um, just I'm a huge Connor Geeky fan, as I've been saying all stream. But I don't hate it. Not the best pick, but I wouldn't say it's a horrible pick per se. Um, but I don't know how I feel about that. Let's go back to the prospects. Let's find Check. Um, I mean, they don't. Actually, we're just on the first page. Okay, I'm looking at the top prospects here, and they don't have Check inside the top 100. We'll see where he is. I mean, yeah, he's not. Oh, it's because I'm stupid. I'm just looking at NA skaters. Whoops. Um, I mean, yeah, I don't hate it, but I also don't love it. Here's the Blackhawks selection. Kevin Korchenski is headed to Chicago. I mean, that's some solid value. That's solid. I mean, oh, sorry, not solid value. I don't hate the pick, but I think I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that pick. Don't hate it, but at the same time, I do hate it because you traded away Alex Dubrinka for him. So I would definitely prefer Alex Dubrinka, but hey, we'll see. They'll get another pick down here at 13 for Kirby Doc, so we will have to see. Actually, Kevin Korchenski is someone who I think is solid. Maybe I would have taken him not inside the top 10. I probably would have probably would have taken him at 10 or later, but Korchenski is someone who I don't mind. They're comparing him to both Makar and Taves. I mean, I wouldn't compare him to Makar. Taves maybe more reasonable. It's just hard to be the next Makar with how special his talent is. Uh, well, not necessarily Doc. It's Alex DeBrincat for Korchenski. The 13th pick will be for Doc. So right here, number 7, This is for Alex Dubrinka, and then 13 down here is for Kirby Doc. Essentially. Yeah, but this is an offensive defenseman right here. So offensive defenseman, we've seen how they've worked out. Um, nah, you good, man. You good. No worries. Korchenski. Korchenski is an offensive defenseman. Sorry, I had to mute. I mean, we've seen some solid offensive defenseman prospects from my Avs, of course, Cale Makar. Then from the Stars, you have Miro Heiskanen, Moritz Seider from the Red Wings. So, I mean, they're pretty hot commodity, or what did I just say? Hot commodity. Not hot tamale, hot commodity. So, I mean, you can't really go. I mean, the NHL is changing where essentially you have to have one or two solid offensive defensemen, in my opinion. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see. I haven't done a whole lot of research on Korchenski. I know about him. Obviously, the Seattle Thunderbirds, some of the nicest jerseys in the the WHL, but I'll have to look at him more. But I don't hate the pick. I still would have kept Alex Dubrinka, especially if you're going through a rebuild. He's a piece you would want to rebuild around, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see. The Red Wings and Steve Yzerman are on the clock here at pick number 8. Alrighty. I might go grab some water here for a second. Well, after this next pick by Arizona, their pick is in. And then after they announce their pick, I'm going to go ahead and grab some more water. I still can't believe they traded Dubrinka. I know they talked about it for a while now, but uh, I don't know. I'd have kept Dubrinka, man. Shoot, I would have still kept Doc, but I don't know. I guess the Blackhawks just went Bedard. I mean, Bedard is a solid prospect, but you, I mean, it's never a sure thing in the NHL. So I would have kept Alex DeBrincat, a 2-time 40-goal scorer. I don't get it. He's young too. I think he's going to be a restricted free agent next year, but I mean, who knows? Who knows? Korchenski, not terrible. Here's the Red Wings pick. Marco Casper. Not gonna lie, I have not done a lot of research on Casper, but they're saying he's a smart player offensively, very good at puck control. Okay. Yeah, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go grab some water. Gonna go grab some water. All right, I'm back. Marco Casper. The Sabres are now on the clock. I mean, I can't really doubt Steve Yzerman with what he's done as a GM. So, yeah, we'll have to see. But I don't doubt Steve Yzerman. Yeah, that was an interesting question to ask Steve Yzerman about a rebuild. Don't know about that one. I'll probably. I'm honestly going to probably stream until around pick number 15, just because I have a lot of stuff to do. I'm leaving to go on vacation tomorrow, so still need to pack, but I got to cover the draft. As much as I would like to continue streaming, I think I probably gotta cut it off at 15. But it is what it is. Actually, you know what? I'll go to 15, and if we're at 15 and Connor Geeky hasn't gone, I'll go until Connor Geeky goes after that. That's what I'll do. They're talking about right now drafting the Sabres drafting a Russian player. The only concern that I would have about it right now is obviously with everything going on in Russia, would they be able to come over to the US to obviously you're probably not going to have them play within the next few seasons. Obviously that's typically how it goes with the KHL. They 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 have to finish up their contract over there and then they can come over, but just with everything going on, it's kind of risky if they could ever come over. So we'll have to see. Hopefully that stuff passes by the time they're able to come over to America, but we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, there's no really top goaltending prospects in that draft. I just mentioned that. Um, I we'll have to see. We'll have to see who the first goaltender is. But there's no Yaroslav Askarov. There's no one like that in this draft. All right, here's the Sabres at pick number 9. Matthew Savoy. I think that's a really good pick. That is a really good pick, Matthew Savoy. Someone who you projected to go at number 4 goes here at number 9. I think that's an excellent pick for the Sabres right there. You got Tage Thompson, who I really like. There's you just sorry. I'm trying to get my thoughts together real quick. I like the Sabres. I like what the Sabres are doing. I think they're headed in the right direction. I think it was a smart move to move off of Eichel since he didn't want to play for you. But yeah, you have Tage Thompson. You have Alex Tuck, Peyton Krebs. There's Jack Quinn, Jeff Skinner, Kyle Okposo. Jeff Skinner, meh. I think he should probably be maybe moved on a little bit. But then you look at the defensive side, you got Rasmus Dahlin, you got Owen Power. I mean, I think they're heading in the right direction. Their goaltenders, I don't love Craig Anderson and Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. I don't love them, but I think they're heading in the right direction. I don't think they'll be good for a couple seasons, but Matthew Savoy is a solid pick. I don't think you can complain about that if you're a Sabres fan. All right. Yeah, so since I'll probably be going early, what I'll do is it probably won't be until early next week, but I'll probably do grades of the first round picks um, when I get back. I'll probably do first round pick grades. Just something fun since I won't be able to stream the whole draft. I'll let everyone know my thoughts on each of the picks. Um, I think it's fun. I like doing draft grades. I think it's, you know, obviously it doesn't mean anything because uh, they're draft picks. They have high expectations. Some will exceed and some will not meet expectations. So we can only come back and laugh at the grades, but they're fun to do anyway. So we'll do them anyway. If you actually want to know my plan, is yeah, after this stream is done, start working on the grades video, which I'd expect that maybe the 11th, late night at the 11th, or the 12th next week. And then the 13th, next Wednesday, I'll be going live again for NHL Free Agency. The frenzy that's going to happen for NHL Free Agency, the NHL Free Agent Frenzy. I absolutely love Free Agent Frenzy. And then I can't remember when it is, but the MLB draft, let me look at this. I think it's, the 17th. So then after the 13th, the next Sunday, the 17th, I'll be going live for the MLB draft. So I got a lot planned if any of that entices you. But yeah, those are what I have planned right now. And then, of course, I'll work on videos, maybe grading free agency or whatnot. But yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to see because I'm excited. I am super excited. This mock draft that I'm looking at actually has Matthew Savoy going number 9 to Buffalo. Pretty good pick. The Ducks pick is in at number 10. I'm surprised we haven't seen any trades. Well, sorry. We have. We've seen the Canadians trade for the Islanders' first round pick, number 13th overall. And then the Canadians traded the number 13 pick to the Blackhawks in exchange for Kirby Dach. So we have seen that trade, but what I mean by trades is I'm surprised, like, say, Vancouver hasn't traded up to the number 10 spotter. Not necessarily that, but we haven't seen any trade of a team moving up for a player. As the Anaheim Ducks are heading to the stage, I mean, they've made some great picks over the past few years. McTavish may be a little questionable, but they have Jamie Drysdale, Trevor Zegras. They've made some solid picks over the past few seasons. All right. Here are the Ducks. I'm looking at someone's rankings. They have Connor Geeky kind of low. I guess I'm higher on Geeky than a lot of other people are. Is what it is. Pavel Mintyukov from Saginaw of the Ontario Hockey League. I mean, it makes sense. They traded obviously Josh Manson to my Avs. Um, I mean, they needed a defenseman, so I feel like that would say a solid pickup. I mean, Mintyukov, defenseman, kind of fits that need for Anaheim. But yeah. A bigger sized defenseman, 6'1", 197 pounds, from Russia. But he was in the Ontario Hockey League, so he's already in NA, so there's not too much of that risk right there. He's from Moscow, what it says. The San Jose Sharks are on the clock here at number 11. Okay. Fixed it. Fixed it. Mike Grier and the San Jose Sharks making his first draft pick as a general manager. Who will the Sharks go with? To me, you guys know who I think they should take, right? You know who I think? Connor Geeky. Connor Geeky. We're at commercial break right now, but Geeky would be my pick. I like the Slavkovsky pick. Little surprised about Simon Nimick. I thought it would have been Shane Wright, and if not Shane Wright, I figured it would have been Logan Cooley. Logan Cooley I like, but I would have expected Shane Wright. Shane Wright, I mean, can't complain. Going number 4 to the Kraken. Cutter Gauthier, I mean, can't complain. David Zirchek, a little bit questionable of a pick in my opinion. Kevin Korchenski, I I like Kevin Korchenski. I think he adds upside to the um, Blackhawks back end in the defensive zone. Obviously, an offensive defensemen are so valuable now. And defensive prospects are just so valuable in general. Marco Casper, I don't mind. Can't really question Steve Yzerman. Matthew Savoy, thinks a great pick for Buffalo. Then Pavel Menchikov. Don't hate the pick. Don't love the pick, but that's just me. So, but yeah, who will the Sharks select? You guys know who I think they should select. Trying not to repeat it so often and so much, but yeah. We'll have to see. Oh, there's a trade. Sorry, I was too busy looking at something else. Arizona, the Coyotes get pick number 11. San Jose gets pick number 27, 34, and 45. So the Arizona Coyotes are on the clock and have traded up to pick number 11 with the San Jose Sharks. The first, I guess, trade up of the night, not counting the pick for Doc. I guess for Doc and Dubrinka earlier. The first trade up per se. All right. This is the fourth time since 2010 that 4 defensemen have been taken in the top 10. 2012 draft is the outliers. 4 of the 8 defensemen were selected with the first 10 picks. But yeah, once again, San Jose trades pick number 11 to Arizona for picks 27, 34, and 45. Sharks building up, obviously, draft capital. I would assume they're going into a rebuild. It's going to be tough to move some of the pieces that they have. I don't think they move Erik Karlsson. I don't think they move Brett Burns if they want to, unless they eat a lot of salary, and even then, but there are some pieces that I like that the Kraken have. Timo Meier, Tomas Hertl, Logan Couture, William Eklund, who you drafted last year in the first round. I think they got some solid pieces, but definitely going to be going into a rebuild for the San Jose Sharks. Coyotes pick is in. They're still sitting at their table. And they have just gotten up and they are headed to the stage. All right, here's the Avalanche draft picks they're talking about. Obviously, our first round pick went to Kemper. Second round pick is Devon Toews. Third round pick went to Georgiev. Fourth round for Nimith last year. Fifth round for Georgiev. And we own our sixth and seventh pick. All right, here's the Arizona Coyotes pick. The Coyotes have already picked up Logan Cooley, who will be their next pick. Connor Geeky going to the Coyotes. There we go. There we go. That's my guy. That's my guy. That's Connor Geeky headed to the Arizona Coyotes. That's a great pick. Great pick. Great pick. You land Logan Cooley and Connor Geeky. I think it's solid. I think that's a great trade up. I do. Columbus is up next. So I think I'm actually gonna head out. I got a lot of stuff I need to do, unfortunately. I'd love to stay and finish out the first round, but I will have the video grading draft picks out. I'll be live later next week, Wednesday, for Free Agent Frenzy. We're gonna be going live early in the morning, and we're gonna do a long stream to cover free agency. It's gonna be fun. Then we're gonna also stream the MLB draft on the 17th, and then we'll be coming out grading videos for free agency for the draft. So thank you for everyone who has tuned in. Fortunately, I gotta go and prepare for this vacation for a few days, but I'll be back soon. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and hopefully